Why the points mentioned in the previous slide should be a source of concern? Because everything is recorded. Anything we do in cyberspace is recorded. Another important point is that many people do not know that. Many people are not aware of collection of data. The fact that anything that they put in a search query will be saved somewhere and being analyzed, used. And of course, there are some way of avoiding such things, as you have noticed in the um, advertising campaign of some of the new search engines. They promise security of the personal data and everything, but still it is an issue. And the important thing is this fact: a collection of small items can provide a detailed picture. For example, you may think each individual search that you have is not a great deal, but combination of these searches, for example 100 of them, 1000 of them, create a detailed picture about a person. Remember the session we had regarding Cambridge Analytica scandal, and how based on the likes and the trends of posts and friends and all those things, they came up with the category of um, a person behavior characteristics. And also we will have a TED talk. I'm gonna put the video for you that is talking about this fact: a collection of small items can provide a detailed picture. Because as I said, individually they may be very small points, not a big deal, they know that, they know this, but the combination of these things to each other can provide a detailed picture about a person in a way that even the friends and family of that person don't know the person that much in detail, and even they may know something that the person himself doesn't know that things. And so when they can have this way of detailed picture of a person, re-identification, many times that we don't want them know that who we are or who we used to be, they can very easily notice that. And as you can see here, re-identification has become much easier due to the quantity of information and power of data search and analysis tools. For example, when you go to buy something, they may know that, oh, you are that person who bought that thing from that shop and all those things. And among all these, if we say that, okay, we trust these systems, they are going to do all these things in their advertising campaigns, and they are going to use it for good purpose. And you remember, as I mentioned in the previous one, that was also my assumption, and I said that, but leaks can happen. And okay, these are the points. And remember, we are talking about privacy, and here especially we are talking about information, because we said that the second aspect of privacy was safety of our information. Okay, here in continuation of the topic about privacy risk and principles, two common forms for providing informed consent are opt-out and opt-in. It is, we also talked about this in the previous session. Here they are talking about okay, we need to inform people and let them know that all these things can happen, and these are the rewards, these are the bright side, and these are the risks, these are the dark side. Opt out and opt in. Person must request usually by checking a box that an organization not use information. Opt in, the collector of the information may use information only if person explicitly permits use, usually by checking a box. And as I told you, for example, I myself, since I'm getting the service from this great innovations and invention, no matter social media, no matter search engines, I'm very comfortable with that when notice that they are using this data for improving only improving my experience with all these things, and also for advertising and that type of things, because in that way they make money from the other companies, and all these services would be free for us, because we also need to consider that if for example everybody goes for opt out and no use of permit, so those companies need to make money from other ways. Maybe for example they put subscriptions for the services they provide. So that's the reason I'm saying that I'm comfortable with opt-in in mm, in assured cases, because somebody may say that, okay, why I should opt in? I always would say opt out and don't create any problem for me. But in that situation, in long term, there could be some other thing. But here, there are some suggestion by the authors to how to make the business in this area more ethical. And it says you should ask, some will be willing to help, some will be willing to share the information, some not. For example, you may see that some of the softwares, when you install them on your computer, they ask for the feedback, automatic feedback about the things that happens with the software, so they can fix it when such things happens. For example, I myself usually I'm okay with let them check the feedback automatically about the problems, because I assume they want to, they have a good will of improving the software, but I have seen some people are very strict about those things and always say that no, no, no. It's about that. That's the reason I said that if you think you are interested to get more knowledge in this field, get the book and read it in a vacation and enjoy it. And of course, even after our class, always feel free, if you find some points over there that you think you like to discuss with me, I would be more than willing to sit and discuss all those things together, because the type of material is discussable. This needs discussion, needs debate. Something that many people find it ethical and okay, some people find it unethical and not okay. And since we are at the beginning of the route, of course, there are going to be so much energy um, assigned to this field to get finally to a field that has a specific rules that every digital citizens must follow, exactly like the rules that we have in our real society, and help us to have a better co-living. In the previous slide, it talks about opt-in, opt-out to make this area more ethical. And here it is talking about more ones. And I decided to bring this slide for you also. It is also covering the previous point. So it is fair information principles. It says that they need to have answer, and they need to have consider all these 7 principles. The first one is inform people when you collect information, so they notice that now they know about the things, now they know about this search and all those things. That is at least the next step. Don't consider yourself as educated students in the field who are considered um, an expert, although you are at the beginning of your education in this field. But many people do not know anything about these things. So it says the first step, inform people when you collect information. Second, collect only the data needed, because it says that don't be hungry of any information that it is over there. You first need to define what type of information you need and just go for that information, not collecting every information and after that decide which one you want, what you want to do with this type of thing. The third one that we talked in the previous slide, offer a way for people to opt out. For keep data only as long as needed. So as you can see, 2 and 4, it says go for the data that you need and keep it as long as you need. Whenever you don't need it anymore, trash it. It is the rule with many physical, real organizations. And for example, they say, or maybe you have seen the notice, they say that after your project, for example, after 2 weeks, after 2 months, after 2 years, they are gonna discard all the information and maintain accuracy of data, because there is another problem. Since many data is information is generated based on the gathered data, there is problem sometimes with the accuracy and also with the data. Sometimes when I check some information that some of the websites offered about me, because I'm curious about these things, and from time to time I check it, they are not accurate. For example, about the place of living, and also when it comes to the other things. Protect security of data, obvious point in this field, obvious that they need to prevent it from leaking. And the last one, since they have this data, sometimes government force the agencies who are active in this field for the personal data of the people, and you may hear it from time to time from the news. It doesn't happen is in free countries, but in some countries it can happen. And so it says develop policies for responding to law enforcement requests for data. After these points about privacy and the information and the organizations and companies active in this field can do to make the control they have over the data more ethical, here we can see social media security and safety. And it is just wrapping up the discussion with social media. And of course, we know that it is full of personal information, and about the security over there, there could be offensive comments, threat, stalking. So remember, my friends, the topic of this chapter is about privacy. Okay, so all the things that threat our security can also consider violation of privacy, like offensive comments, threat, stalking, unknown messages, use of trends, likes, comments, idea network by companies for businesses. It's again about information. And finally, digital footprints. We have talked about these things, especially last session, but since it is about privacy, it says that social media can risk your privacy in this way, because suddenly you receive a negative message from a person whom you don't know. It means that maybe in real world you are more safe regarding receiving message or intrusion from the people whom you know or not know. But when you are in digital area like social media, you can receive any of these things, my friends, from any person around the world. So it means that care should be more in this field.